Just so you know. Sly, why didn't anybody tell me? Okay, here we are. Jacob, I'm gonna hand it to you.
All right. Well, welcome everyone. Thank you guys so much for coming. We appreciate everyone hopping on. So just a quick note, this is the What to Expect at the 2025 FRPA conference. So this is more like a shallow swimming pool. We're just going to go over some broad topics. It does not replace the value of the conference GPS session. That's first thing Monday morning, and we'd love to see some of you guys there. But for any newcomers, this really just kind of helps you dip your toes in and get your feet wet a little bit. Just a note, after the end of this presentation, we will have the cameras turned off and we'll give everyone an opportunity if you guys want to meet and talk. That way you have at least one friendly face before conference gets here. We'll give everyone that opportunity as well. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Once again, thanks everybody for coming. So I think we have a relatively small group, Charlotte, so we can probably do introductions as a group
I
across
think
the board.
so. Yeah.
All right, perfect. I'm Jacob. Let me start there. I'm Jacob Baker. I am with the city of Ocala. I'm a recreation manager here. Been in recreation for about 12 years now. I am one of the co-chairs for the young professionals work group, and then I'm incoming on the next year's conference committee. Callie will introduce herself next. She is going to be my partner in crime and the person for in charge of keeping me together as best as anyone can.
Yes. Hi, I'm Callie Ross. I'm with the City of Largo, and a fellow Young Professionals co-chair with Jacob. And I'm also on the conference committee this year. Very excited to meet you all and have fun.
Excellent. I know that we have some board members on. Steve, want to say hey to the good people?
How's everybody doing? I'm Vice President with FRPA. I work for Lee County Parks and Recreation. Been here for 28 years. Been on more than more conference committees than I've not been on. So anyway,
Many.
looking forward to a great week.
Awesome. Thank you, Steve. And I know we got some of our other conference committee members here this year. I think Peter, you on?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Welcome, everybody. Peter Ferreira. I'm the Deputy Director for the City of Port Orange. Been in recreation 18 years now, and I am this year's Conference Committee Chair. Appreciate everybody being here and looking forward to conference and super excited to meet as many of you as possible.
So, what about some of our committee members? I see you guys out there. Don't be afraid to speak up. I'm not
Teresa
above
Wiggins.
calling out names.
Oh,
There you go, Teresa.
got it. My name is Teresa Wiggins. I'm also with the City of Port Orange, and I'm assisting Callie with the registration for this year's conference.
Wait, good to see you, girl.
You too, Jay.
And I'm Natalie Wilson. I'm also part of the conference committee, also helping out with registration. So it's so nice to see everyone.
Hey, Nat. All right, that's the last one of those. All right, Jen, you on?
I'm Jennifer. I'm Jennifer Sisk. I'm with the City of Port Orange. Been with the city for about 18 years. I am also on the conference committee this year for the VO and speaker. So excited.
Awesome. All right, I think we got a couple more members. You guys want to speak up, or do you want me to call out your names? Because I have no shame. Ask my therapist.
I'm Howard, out of Orange County, Florida's Parks and Rec. I've doing it for 17 years in September. So I'm on the conference committee as well for Exhibit all the way from New Jersey on vacation.
You definitely traveled the furthest today. Oh, I don't know. Chris is on like the moon or something, so we'll get to him.
All right, I think Derek. I think Derek's the only one from the committee. I think we haven't heard from yet.
Yeah, Derek Harsh. I'm with the town of Jupiter. I've been in recreation for about 22 years now and on the conference committee helping out with the CEUs and app.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. I know going into it that this is going to be a great conference, and I can appreciate all the work that goes into it. So we thank you guys. What about some of our new faces? Feel free to introduce yourselves. That way you know someone. Smile before you get there.
as I already mentioned, I'm Chris Pear from Brevard County Parks and Recreation.
Nice to meet you, Chris.
Thanks.
Anyone else want to show us their face or let us hear their voice?
Don't be shy.
Hey, I'm Tara Swonger, City of Clearwater Parks and Recreation. Been doing it about 2 years now.
Awesome.
Hey, my name is Ken Cleveland, Program Coordinator for Pinellas County Parks.
Awesome.
Justin Johnson, Marketing and Outreach Manager for the City of Boynton Beach Recreation and Parks.
Great.
Hi, I'm Nathan Pandy, also City Clearwater Parks and Rec. 2.5 cumulative years with Parks and Rec, hopped back and forth.
All right, anyone else? Lauren, Laura, Christina?
Hi, I'm Mawia Charles with City of Jacksonville Parks and Recreation. I've been in my role now 12 years.
Hi, I'm Christina. I'm with JV Pro, an engineering firm from Gainesville, Florida. First consulting firm that's talked.
Awesome. Okay, we see Lauren in the chat. Well, welcome everyone. Thank you guys so much for coming. Glad to meet as many of you. Oh, and can't forget Charla.
Oh no, I was waving at a little kid. I was like, yes, a kid. Oh, hi, I'm Charla. I'm with FRPA. You'll hear way more from me in a little bit, so I'm not gonna talk much.
Well, excellent. Look forward to seeing all of you guys in person. Seeing the faces that match the voice in some cases. If anyone has any questions as we go along, feel free to ask them. And pleasure to meet everyone.
Sorry, letting some more people in here. Blair, you want to introduce yourself? You guys are going to see some of our FRPA faces running around there. So,
hi, I am Blair. For my exhibiting people in here, you have probably gotten a lot of emails from me, and you'll be seeing me, Deb, and everyone else. It's my first FRPA conference too, so we're in this together. I'm very excited. It's gonna be a great event, and looking forward to meeting everyone.
okay. All right, we'll move
All
on
right.
into it.
So you're probably wondering what to pack and what to bring to conference. So we're going to go over a few key items that would be good to bring along with you. First thing is going to be business cards. If you have business cards, definitely bring those. You're going to be meeting a lot of people, making a lot of connections. So you'll be wanting to trade information. That way you can stay in touch after conference is over and keep those conversations going. So definitely bring your business cards. What to wear every day. Most days are just business casual dress. So nothing too crazy there, but our banquet on Wednesday is business dress. So no jeans for that. Make sure you're dressed a little bit nicer if you're planning on coming to the banquet for lunch. Another thing to note is you'll probably want to bring like a sweater or a jacket. The rooms can get really cold with all the air conditioning flowing, which is we appreciate, but it does get a little cold. So make sure you bring a jacket or a sweater so you're not freezing during the sessions. You might want to bring some snacks for in between your sessions or during, just to keep your energy up there. And a refillable water bottle. We have water bottle or water stations in every single room pretty much. So you can kind of fill up as you go along there to stay hydrated. For our socials, the dress is a little more casual, so kind of whatever you'd like. But our Wednesday night social is decades themed. So if you have any teammates that are coming along with you, you want to plan to dress up for a certain decade. I know Largo, we're going 80s, 90s vibes. You can pick any decade you like. We were just talking about how 2000s is now an acceptable decade to dress as. So feel free to do that as well. And then when you get registered for conference, when you check in on your first day there, you are going to get a name badge. It'll have your name and what city or company you're from. You want to make sure you have that on at all times. That's required to get into any of our events, the expo, anything like that. You're always going to want to have your name badge on. So that's it.
Sorry, I'm the clicker person. Okay. Thanks, Callie. So next up, we're going to talk about arrival. And so this is just an overall map of the conference center itself, the resort, everything. The side of the front entrance of the hotel is along here at the bottom. So this is like the main road down here. And then you'll come into this kind of set of buildings here. The very front building is the hotel lobby. So if you are checking in, if it's after 3 p.m. and you want to check into your room, that's where you'll start. You'll start in there and check in at the lobby. And if you are not ready to check in, either way, you are going to then make your way over to one of the gates on either side of these towers. And you'll go through the parking gate. You'll get like a ticket kind of a thing, or you'll use your room key if you've already checked in, and you'll go on through and you can park anywhere back here, basically. So the hotel rooms are here in these towers. The villas are back here along this side. There's parking over there for those. But then all the conference activities take place in this convention center. So when you arrive for check in, if you want to check in for the conference itself or register for the conference itself, we're going to be located kind of in this corner here. So when you're looking at the building, it's like a sideways L. We're going to be in the crux of that L. You'll see a big FRPA banner. It says welcome, and you'll kind of go in the doors right by there, and then you'll hear the noise before you see us, I'm sure. And all the registration and check-in counters and everything will be kind of laid out in this hallway there. All of your sessions, the exhibit hall, everything takes place in this building as far as conference activities goes. So the classes themselves are in all these little rooms that are kind of squared out, and there's a couple down here in Caribbean this year. And then the exhibit hall will take place in this big giant Palms ballroom, and the general sessions will take place in the middle of this big giant Grand Sierra ballroom. That's also where all the socials will be. So everything is really nice and easy right there together. We'll have lots of signage around. There's lots of volunteers around that can help you get to where you're going to go. You'll also receive a booklet when you check in that'll have a map in it. The app itself, which we're going to talk about a little bit later, has a map in it. So all kinds of ways for you to find your way around. Parking this year is a little different as in past years, if you're familiar with that process. But again, you'll go through the gate, you'll get a slip of paper. I'm not quite exactly sure what it looks like, but when you get to the actual registration counter, there will be a QR code there that you'll scan and then enter your ticket information to pay for your parking then. So we're not going to have that, fingers crossed, back up at the gate where you're trying to pay for parking and get all that figured out. You can prepay for parking on your phone before you even get back into your car. And then you scan a code on your way out of the gate. And that's really only for people who are not staying on site. If you're staying on site, your hotel room key gets you in and out. So you should be good there. But for those of you guys that are not staying on site, it is $17.50 a day. We are working with the hotel to try to get a link like now that you can prepay for parking. Hopefully we'll have that before we head over there. And then that'll make it even all the more easier. So just heads up, parking will be a little bit different this year, but look for that QR code if you need to validate your parking for day of kind of stuff or day only kind of stuff. I think that's it for arrival. Moving on. Oh, wait, let me show you before we move away from the map, just some of the restaurant stuff. So there are not any food like concessions available over in the convention center, except for Monday we will have 2 coffee breaks, but those are free and they're sponsored by 2 of our supporters. Other than that, all food is over here kind of in this like where the towers are in the lobby area. There's a hotel or a pool bar kind of thing with like a bar feel, outdoor tiki bar kind of feel, but they have really good food and you can eat there and you can eat outside. You can also get food to go there. In the main hotel lobby, there's a big restaurant that you can eat breakfast in each morning, but then there are also some evening restaurants you can go to as well. There's a new place called the Stadium Club that's kind of like one of those VR sports things. So you can like play golf in there or dodgeball or whatever on a big screen. And they have like different kinds of I'd say upscale bar food and a big bar, of course. And then there's a market in there as well, like a marketplace that you can get food on the go kind of a thing, grab food and go, drinks to go, coffees, that kind of stuff. And then in the very front of the hotel, you won't miss it, but there's a Starbucks. And yes, you can mobile order and then go over there and get it. Says me from experience. Okay. Any questions on the arrival stuff or anything anybody thinks I maybe forgot to add in there? You veterans? Okay.
I felt like I was there, so I think you did a great job.
All right. And we've been there.
Right.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen. The app is your go-to for the most up-to-date information at any given time. We can make changes and will be making changes as we need to on the app. If like a class is canceled or we need to get you some information quickly, this is the means that we will use to do so. So I'm not sharing my screen yet. I'm trying to. There we go. So use those QR codes to, I'll put them back up here in a minute, but use those QR. Can you see my screen? What's happening? There we go. To download it, it's available in the Apple Store and in the Google Play Store. And what it looks like is this cute little green square down there at the bottom right that says FRPA. It will ask you once you download the app what event you're looking for, and you're going to put in FRPA, super easy. And then it's going to ask you if you want to change your app icon to this little green square and say yes, and then move on. It'll ask you to log in. What you're going to log in with is the email address that you put in your registration information that that you wanted us to put in the app. So sometimes that's an email address that is not your city or county email address. It is like your personal email address because that's the one you have access to on your phone. So if your normal city or county one doesn't work, try your personal one because it could be that you put that one in there and that's the one we have on file. And then if you can't get in even still, you can email me if it's before the conference and we'll get you set up. But if it's at the conference, you're going to look for Derek or Jill and they will help you get logged in. So once you get logged in, you'll select the 2025 event. You guys that have maybe downloaded this app before and used it at either our conference in the past or NRPA actually uses this app as well. You may need to do change event, and then you would just select this year's FRPA 25 conference and get in there. So there's a little troubleshooting help if you need it. It'll open up to your agenda. So as you add things to your schedule, it'll show you what's coming up next. And then it'll kind of scroll through event highlights, what's going on, like maybe any new messages you have that have come in. You can get direct messages and send direct messages on this to different conference attendees. And so that's the kind of homepage there. Your notifications are under more, I think, and then notifications. So I say that and then. Oh no, they're on the main screen. I'm sorry. So it's the second little icon in from the right there on the main screen. So anytime you get a new notification, it'll pop up in that area. We have some set to go out. We don't want to bombard you with them because I know that gets so annoying. But anytime there's something important for you to remember is coming up on the schedule, that a notification will go out about that. That second little icon in is the schedule. So everything that you can do is basically in here. To add it to your schedule, you'll click that little check mark to the left of the session. So like boop, like that. For more information about the session itself, you'll click the little arrow on the right there, open it up, and it'll have all that you could ever hope for hopefully in there. Speaker information, it's linked to more information about the particular speaker. Learning objectives, you can post about this session if you want to. And then if there are any, let me find one that will have, I think this one has resources. Yeah, so if there are any handouts or resources associated with the session, it'll be under this resources section, and you'll just click on the presentation or handout and it'll open up in a new window and you can access their slides. So all of those things right there available at your fingertips. And of course, you can take notes in there as well. So that's your schedule. Once you add it to your schedule, you can filter by different things by the little, I can't really like point to it, but it's kind of like halfway down the page there. It says filters. You can filter by just classes you've selected or uncheck that if you want to see all the classes, or by day. So make sure that if you are not seeing the full schedule, you don't have that checked. Next on the little icons list there are the exhibitors. So this is another important spot that you're going to want to visit. You can pre-select some of the exhibitors that maybe you want to go by and visit their booth. So you'll just click the little check mark next to their company there, and that'll add them to your list that you want to visit. And once you have visited, you can do another little check mark, and then you know that you did that. You can also open up their specific page here and get more information. This year is a little different. We allowed the exhibitors to add their own information in there. So these pages are a lot more filled out. They've taken advantage of adding some videos in there, different contacts, their social media stuff, all kinds of stuff. So you might want to make sure you check those out. You can, again, make notes on different exhibitors like, hey, I need to check this out for whatever event coming up or whatever you want to do there. So this is all your own personal information there. We went over notifications, and then under the little more icon is a bajillion other things. And I'm not going to go through every single one of them. But just know if there's something you're wondering about, like a question that you may have, it's probably under the more section. Wi-Fi, there's service project information, the different coffee breaks, all of that is right there. The one thing I do want to point out on here is your registrant bag. So that's like kind of right in the middle there. That's where anybody you've exchanged business cards with on the app, or any exhibitors that you've checked in with, all of those things are going to kind of accumulate right here for you. So the things that you're interested in the app throughout the time are going to like be in your bag, your registrant bag. So make sure you check that out. This little spot here that says scan QR code, that is where you will have anybody that you're not going to see this recent leads. That's an exhibitor thing, but anybody that you've exchanged business cards with will pop up right here. When you want to share your business card with somebody, you'll click that little QR code in the top right. So, and that's your own personal QR code. This is also what you'll share with exhibitors as you walk throughout the exhibit hall. So if you want to go ahead and have this pulled up, they will use this for their lead generation. And then if you want to scan somebody's business card, you would just open that back up and push new scan, and it would open up that little thing and you can scan their card. So if you are having trouble, sometimes you can do this update down here. It's on the bottom of the more thing. You can push that little thing to force an update on there, because sometimes it needs to update to be able to get the newest stuff in there. But for the most part, we have everything updated. If something has been canceled, we are going ahead and putting the word canceled in front of it so that you aren't wandering around looking for it. You realize that this has been canceled. Unfortunately, it happens. You know, we have like 160 education sessions, so stuff happens. But this is the most up-to-date information that we can give you. So make sure you check that out. Any questions on this? Okay. I'm gonna stop sharing that. I'm gonna start sharing this again. Here's those QR codes again, just in case you need to get that. It is called Event Essential, though, if you need to just Google it. If you need to just search for it and download it, that's what you can do. Okay, moving on. All right, Jacob, I get to take a breath.
All right, yeah, we'll tag team it. So you managed to park, you got your app, you found the places to go, what to expect at conference. So first of all, there's the exhibit hall. Um, huge hall full of exhibitors, people, vendors of different types, everything from lighting, I think, to architects, like pop-up movie screens, anything a Parks and Rec person could probably need, ask, or want is in there. I know Callie talked about bringing business cards. Definitely have them for the social for the exhibit halls. A lot of them have giveaways. They have like small activities. I know that I think last year someone from my crew won like a JBL speaker from one of them. So definitely bring your business cards there. There's usually light refreshments. There's a lot to see, a lot to do. So definitely make sure you pop up to the exhibit hall, which is Monday night and Tuesday morning, right?
Yep.
This
Monday
is
from
there.
4 to 7, and then Tuesday from 9 a.m. to noon. And we don't have any other classes going on during those times, so that it gives you the most freedom to go in there and visit with our supporters.
Yeah, so definitely make sure you guys pop in there at some point. I will say usually the first night is pretty packed. There's a lot going on, but if you want to win something, that's probably the best night to go. You want a little bit less packed, more time to talk, or you want to follow up with someone definitely go on the Tuesday morning. The general session. So there's an opening session Monday,
10:30.
10:30. So you have time to get coffee, get settled, stretch your legs, and pop up. And then there's a closing session on Thursday. These are the really big sessions. Think, kind of like motivational speaker, really informative. Every year I've gone, I've never been disappointed. We usually start with a bang and close with a boom, and it's really great. So definitely, if you're going to highlight sessions or you have people coming up for one day, we would suggest, the opening or closing sessions. They're going to get a lot out of those. And then there's over 160 education sessions. Those are those small breakout sessions, usually taught by, either vendors or exhibitors, but a lot of them are taught by your peers, people who have knowledge of what they're doing. This is the meat and potatoes. This is where you guys are going to find those specialty classes, that information that you have a question, you can't figure out what to do. Someone else has done it, and that this is a great way to get information. The classes are usually not particularly huge, so you really feel comfortable asking questions, following up with instructors. I've yet to go to a class where an instructor didn't encourage you to follow back up if you had any questions. It's a really great way to network as well. So definitely for we have quite a few extroverted members in our department, but we got two who are introverted. This is where they thrive. They, sometimes stay after and ask a question. The general sessions are great for just a whole bunch of like motivation. The education sessions are for the meat and potatoes. I'm gonna let you do the meet me at the clock tower.
I will. I'm gonna back up a little bit though. So we have another general session on Tuesday afternoon, and that's kind of a state of the state of FRPA. So it's gonna go through all the stuff your professional association has accomplished over the last year, and I will say it's going to be very entertaining this year. So you do not want to miss it. At that session, we'll also give away some of those agency awards, like for public relations and innovative programming. So we definitely want you to be there for that and help support those agencies that have won those awards. And there will be a happy hour after. So if you come to that general session, I mean, it is a cash bar, but there will be food. So you will get food. Also, on that note, in the exhibit hall, for both times the exhibit hall is open, there will be food in there as well. So make sure that you hit those spots. You will have a ticket in your packet for the exhibit hall when you check in. You'll get a ticket, so you'll want to bring those tickets with you as you come and check in with your name badge ticket. Just always think, I need my name badge and ticket throughout the whole entire conference. Meet me at the clock tower. We started this little spot a couple years ago with our membership committee as a place for people to just meet. So like if you're looking to meet up with somebody during the conference, we wanted you to have somewhere to do that, and to also have people to just learn more about either FRPA or just meet people more than anything. So this year, in going with the theme, it is the clock tower. So there'll be a little spot that's set up right by the registration area that'll have, it is Big Ben, but we're just calling it the clock tower because we wanted it to be a little more ambiguous. But there'll be a spot there for you to just kind of hang out. And if you are meeting up with somebody to maybe go grab a coffee or something, just meet them at the clock tower and then you can go from there. We will have some volunteers there throughout the week that will be welcoming people just to like connect and make sure they are able to say hi. If you know anything about this profession where everyone's a connector, everyone loves connecting people to other people. So this is the place where that kind of happens. Okay. Do you want to take the last one? Or you want me to keep going?
I can take the last one.
Okay.
But speaking of big Ben, there's a bunch of little Bens apparently spread throughout the conference. So if you find a little Ben, there's how many, Charlotte?
200.
Yeah,
200
200 little
little
Bens.
spots.
So if you find a little Ben, go ahead and turn it into the registration desk for a chance to win a prize. And a lot of FRPA themed stuff, some cool things to be turned in. So be on the lookout. You guys got a head start because you already know to look out for
There you go.
'em. And then kind of on the subject of, meeting up and connecting, a really great place to do that is at our socials. There's a social Monday night and Wednesday night. The Monday night social is a comedy show. And then Wednesday nights is our decade party with a live band. So I have to invest in a really large clock, Flavor Flav style.
Right.
I have to find something to straighten my hair and really commit to it. It's gonna be a little kid in play. It's gonna be ridiculous. Look forward to that. Um, and then the socials are a really great way just to kind of relax after a long day of learning, but really starts making some of those connections. You guys are going to have greeters at each social. Callie and I will be there to embarrass, entice, and hype everyone up. So we look forward to seeing you guys. And then there are a couple other places to really network. There are a couple young professional meetups, and then the young professional work group is for professionals 35 and under. And just really kind of get a chance to, if you maybe have some new people to your profession, or some people who are maybe a little bit younger, just entering in, like maybe management, young professional meetups are a really great way to kind of get someone a foot in the door. There's a Monday morning coffee and networking chat at 8 a.m. So show up, get some coffee, meet some people. And then we have a Hey Young Professional panel. And this is more a panel of experts across the department, across the fields, recreation, parks. I think we have someone from aquatics, administration. Really just gives people a chance to ask those burning questions. So if you get a chance to make that session, it's at 1:30 on Monday. And then you should be seeing young some people from the work group throughout. If you guys have anyone that's lost or needs help, anyone from the young professional work group is more than happy to help you, myself included. And then we have some general membership meetups that are available to anyone. There's one on Tuesday, 12:15, so right before lunch at the marketplace. And then another one on Wednesday night at 6, right outside the Stadium Club. So definitely get a chance to learn during the day, and then take advantage of this chance to meet and mingle with your peers.
I think I saw in the chat somebody asked about the more formal thing, and Callie answered it's the Wednesday banquet. And I'm not sure we went through that a lot, but there is another opportunity there where we come together and celebrate some award winners, and that is Wednesday at the banquet, which starts at 10:30. It is a little bit nicer dress. You don't have to get like super fancy, but it's business nice dress. And you do have to have a ticket for that. So if you are registered for a full registration or Wednesday daily and you have not yet let us know that you want to come to that, we do need to know, because we do have to give counts to the hotel as far as food and setup and everything goes, and we need to know that by tomorrow. So if you have not made that choice yet and you would like to still go, please let us know as soon as possible. Like right now, send us an email. I won't be offended. And you will get a ticket for that again in your packet. So be on the lookout for that. I feel like there was another point I wanted to make there. Oh, the awards that we give out at that one are more, there are a couple agency awards, but a lot of them are like the individual awards. Like we have some individual volunteer awards and different things. So, okay.
All right. So every year, the conference committee selects a nonprofit organization to benefit from the generosity of our conference attendees. So this year, we're proud to support United Against Poverty, specifically focusing on some hurricane relief efforts, assembling some emergency kits and items that help stock food pantries and crisis centers, create those outreach kits. So listed on the screen are several items that they have listed that they're always in need of this time of year to help out with hurricane victims. But you can also find the list of these supplies in your app that Charlotte was showing under like the more section. There's a whole 2025 service project. Those items are all listed there as well. They're on the FRPA website too. So if you need to take a second look, if you're out buying some snacks for conference, pick up a couple items to donate to United Against Poverty. And if you forget or you just, don't want to bring extra stuff with you to conference, that's okay. Because there will be another opportunity to donate either financially or some sort of like Amazon wish list potentially in person at conference. So if you want to stop by the service project table, even if you don't have something to donate, if you have a few dollars you can give, they'll appreciate that as well.
Right. Okay, so to record attendance and or CEUs for each session at the conference, you will see a QR code come up on the screen towards the end of each education session, including those big general sessions, except Tuesday. So around the last 10 minutes or so, this will pop up on the screen. Everybody's going to pick up their phones. You're going to scan it with either your camera, your mobile device's camera, or if you have a QR code scanner on your phone, you can use that as well. This is a practice one. This is just in case maybe you're not familiar with using QR codes. This is a good way for you to check it out. You should just use your camera. It'll scan the QR code, a little link will pop up, and you'll click on the link itself, and that will open up into a survey. So these surveys are how we record your attendance. It's going to ask for your first and last name. It's going to ask for your email address that you want your CEU records sent to. You don't have to fill out any more than that, but we would love it if you would, because that does give evaluation feedback to our speakers, and that's always good. So, and it gives us, some information on moving forward with different sessions in the future. But at a minimum, put your name and your email address in there. We have an awesome couple of volunteers that are going to be doing CEU work throughout the conference, and they'll be cranking those CEU records out to you probably as soon as Monday. So make sure you do these. It is your responsibility to keep track of those emails that come in with your CEU record on them. So make sure that you put those somewhere safe. FRPA does not keep those on file. You have to take those and apply them to whatever certification they apply to for you, which is likely your CPRP or your CPRE. So just make sure you keep track of those. We do hope to have all of those issued and out by probably the first week in September. So if you are missing some after that point, then make sure you check in with us and just say, hey, I think I'm missing one of these. Mistakes happen where we misenter emails or whatever. So just check in with us and we'll make sure that we get you the CEUs you are supposed to get. It's a good idea to keep track of the classes that you go to at conference on your own so that you can check off and make sure you've received the CEU at that point. If you don't need CEUs, but you do need record of attendance, this is that same thing. This serves that same purpose. So make sure that you're doing that. Any questions or anybody having trouble with the QR code? Okay. Any other questions? This is the time to clarify any information that you may have. There's a lot going on and we don't want you to miss anything. So definitely feel free to ask. There is one thing that we haven't mentioned yet, and that is our buddy program. So we take the email addresses, information of people who would like to be paired up with somebody who's maybe a more veteran conference attendee, and we pair you up so that you can start talking with each other before conference, and you can maybe make a plan to meet at conference, and they can kind of be that person to guide you and tell you what the good stuff to go to is so that you don't miss anything as well. So if you would like to be involved in that, you can put your email address in the chat and we'll make sure we team you up with somebody. Any other questions or?
I just wanted to mention something about exhibit hall. Don't be apprehensive about going in and talking to the different vendors. It's not a high pressure sales pitch at all. They do like to talk about what they sell. It might not be something you need or are interested in, or you have the capability of buying, but somebody in your department might. But the vendors have paid a lot of money to be there, and they are kind of the conference would not happen without them. So let's give them the attention that we can, and it's not at all high pressure at all. So don't be afraid to go in and talk to them.
That's a really great point. They also always have really good giveaways.
They do.
So get your pens for the year. They have really good pens, and Yeah. And yeah, on that note, I would be remiss if we did not mention our sponsors, because many of our exhibitors are our sponsors that hold up our conference for the year. So make sure that when you do attend some of these things and you notice that there is a sponsor that's supporting it, if you happen to know that sponsor or you want to get to know that sponsor, just go up and talk to them. They're going to be represented definitely at whatever event you're at.
Did you see this question in the chat?
Nope, I can't see it.
Lauren asked, will we have access to the vendor and speaker info in the app after the conference is over?
Yes. Yep, it'll stay on for a long time. You can actually even change the event and go back to last year if you were at last year. So yeah, you'll have that for as long as you need it. Thank you for asking. Okay.
I did want to add a helpful tip for those who are staying on site or even those who aren't. The hotel has a lot of different grab and go options, but if you're the person who is running in between sessions, I really recommend bringing in some of your own snacks and caffeine. I love the coffee stations. Our sponsors are amazing for providing that. Sometimes I need something a little extra, so I bring a couple of energy drinks for the packets. So I definitely recommend bringing some snacks with you. Most of the hotel rooms have fridges and microwaves. So if you have a specialized diet or anything like that, or any things that you need to keep on hand, those are some things you want to keep with you for sure.
Yeah, that's a really good point. It is quite a ways back to your room once you get over there at the convention center. Yep. Okay. Anybody else have some good tidbits like that? All right. Well, I guess, do you want me to kind of close this out? Do you guys want to do it? Okay. Well, first of all, thank you, Callie and Jacob, for taking the lead on this. They jumped in here kind of in the last couple weeks and said they'd help, and we really appreciate that. And thank you all for joining us and being here. Especially thank you to our conference committee members who made the time to jump on here and let us see your faces as well. We appreciate your help throughout the year and on this project. If anybody would like to stick around, we're going to leave this open. If anybody wants to kind of like chat and kind of connect with each other before the conference, we'll turn off the recording and we can talk, and then we can meet up again at conference. So thank you all very much.